Here's another trinomial that has a number other than 1 in front of the squared term. So once again, I'm going to employ what is called the AC method. So I'm going to multiply the coefficient of the first term times the last term. 8 times -3 is -24. Now my questions are similar to what I would ask if I have a 1 in front of the squared. Firstly, what are my signs? Well, since this is a -24, my signs are going to be positive and negative, or negative and positive. The order does not matter, I assure you. Now I want to figure out the two factors of -24 that have different signs that are going to add up to -10. So after you make your list of factors for 24, okay, we've got 1 and 24, we've got 2 and 12, we've got 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. That is all the factors. I want the pair of factors that are 10 apart, and that is going to be 2 and 12. And so because this is a -10, that means the 12 is going to be the negative factor and the 2 is going to be the positive factor. What I'm going to do with the +2 and the -12 is I'm going to use those two as coefficients to take the middle term and separate it into two terms. So this becomes 8y squared plus 2y minus 12y minus 3. As I said in the previous video, it does not matter if I put the -12y plus the 2y in the opposite order. Now I'm going to employ grouping. That is the reason why I wanted to break this into something with 4 terms. Out of the first pair of terms, I can factor out a 2y. 8y squared, I factor out a 2y, it leaves me 4y. 2y, when I factor out a 2y, it leaves me 1. The second pair of terms are both negative, so that tells me I have to factor out a negative. And the common factor between 12 and 3 is 3. When I factor out a -3 out of 12y, that leaves me a +4y. When I factor out a -3 out of -3, that leaves me +1. Once again, you can always tell that the grouping worked if you have the exact same thing in parentheses. So I am now going to factor it out. And when I factor the 4y plus 1 out of the first term, I have 2y. When I factor the 4y plus 1 out of the second term, I have -3. You can always check by multiplying. There is my fully factored expression.